Hi guys, welcome to this video, and we are talking about hairlines, and in particular today talking about the faded hairline. Now back in 2017, 2018, I was working as an SMP artist, and all of the SMP stopped in one place. Yes, there was an element of, people would call it a scatter, so they would break out the little dots, impressions, and make them further apart. But what happened was everyone's treatment became, started finishing in the same place. So a natural hairline was just considered something that was shaped in a natural way. I decided a hairline needed three elements, and that was the shape, the symmetry, and the finish. Okay, so what I mean by that, the shape, what everybody's always done, you know, you can choose a different shape. You can have it peaked in, you can have it receded, you can have it like round. Yeah, that's one thing of an element of a hairline. The next thing you need is the symmetry, of course, because we don't want none of this with a hairline coming down lower on one side, or your side profiles one further forward than the other. So the symmetry is really important. And then the finish. Probably the most important thing of a hairline is its finish. So with the finish, what came to me was, when I was a barber, even when I shaped somebody up, I would cut their hair into a shape, but you'd have, like, if somebody had longer hair, you'd have a ridge coming out. So as a barber, I used to just fade off that edge and make it softer as it got in there, all right? So the same again with a natural finish on somebody. I wanted to just fade off that hairline so it just looked a little bit softer. So I took that element with me into SMP and created the faded hairline, because I could see all the old school SMP was just finishing in the same place, no matter what shape it was, if it was coming round or whether it was coming straight, it would all just finish in the same place and just leave this kind of rim at the front, and it looked a bit too solid. So for me, I didn't like that look. So creating a faded hairline seemed something that was natural to me. So I just tried it. I thought, let's just leave a lighter shader in the front. I still broke it out in the same way as normal, and then I started dropping slightly darker shades behind what I'd already worked to, all right, on subsequent sessions, and this left us with that faded hairline. So then, hallelujah, when you saw somebody with SMP done with a faded hairline, you couldn't tell where the hairline started and stopped. And that was a revolution in the industry, all right? And that really did start producing what we call natural hairlines, all right? So faded hairline for me is dropping that lighter shade in front. You choose your shape, whatever shape it's gonna be. This can be done with a shape up right through to a receded hairline, okay? We just, on the first session, we've got to use that lighter shade coming to the furthest point where we want it. And then after that, on subsequent sessions, we're going to be using a slightly darker treatment behind it. I might drop the odd one or two coming through just to break it up. This is where it gets, so if you're an SMP artist, if they're trying to create this kind of look, they need to have that kind of artistic ability where they can see what's needed, rather than just saying, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, it's just a lighter shade, darker shade, slightly darker shade. That is the basics of it. But to create it takes a little element of skill, all right? The hairline is one thing, but the side profiles as well, all right? You can continue that faded look into the sides, and then especially with guys with a full head of SMP, you can continue that all the way down into the ears. We don't want to see none of that block SMP straight to the ears, and want to like fade it down with the same technique as well. And I believe the faded hairline technique has created the most natural hairlines in the world. So for me, the faded hairline is the #1 hairline in the business if you're looking for natural.